I was like, that's in Orlando. That doesn't make sense.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. I can see we got some people already live here waiting for us. So it worked doing my little countdown timer thing. Hello, Craig. Good evening to us. Good morning to you, my dear sir. I hope you're doing very well. How's the weather treating you today, bro? Is it raining like last week? Or is it nice outside? It's like, I can't even speak. What is it like? It's kind of chilly outside.
Oh, it's nice.
Is it nice?
Yeah.
I guess I haven't really been outside, but I guess Cam got exposed to it in the warehouse.
Yeah.
That's about it. Cam's not even like going outside. He just like the back garage door is open. So what's up, Sean? How are you doing, sir? Happy Wellness Wednesday. Did that package get delivered to you, or is it still in transit? I believe I guess I could check the tracking number, but I kind of just assumed that it would be there by now, but we'll see. Windy was sunny when I got up, but looking like more rain again. Oh my goodness, bro. Well, when it's rainy weather, I mean, you're forced to just stay inside and smoke weed. So I mean, it's a win-win, honestly. So I don't mind rainy days. We got the package, my dude, and whoa, bro! I was in the hospital Saturday. I hope you're doing all right. I would assume you're out of the hospital, or are you watching us from the hospital, dude? Hopefully you're good, bro. Take care of yourself, Sean. Oh my goodness gracious, guys. So what I'm going to do right now before we go and start talking about today's topic and everything. Oh, kidney stones, dude. I don't know what it is, but you're definitely not the first viewer like recently that has been dealing with kidney stones, and like every time it gets brought up, I just like cringe in pain, just like even thinking about the level of pain that you're in. So what hopefully you still have them, or did you get rid of the kidney stones? But what I'm going to do right now is share this live stream, really get it out there, get it going, share it into some related groups and everything, share it to my story. Just really get it all over the place. So if you guys could help us out, hit that share button a bunch of times onto your personal page, into related groups, so on and so forth. We would very much appreciate if you guys could do that for us. And at the end of the show, we'll probably do a little giveaway, depending on seeing how the engagement goes throughout the show. So the way you enter into the giveaway is by engaging with us, i.e., asking questions, tagging friends, and sharing this live stream. And of course, this should go without saying, but you must be following the Wellicy Facebook page, whether you're watching on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Make sure you are following us. I mean, shit, if you really want to be an rock star supporter, you could go and follow us on all of the platforms. We would very much appreciate that. We're getting closer and closer to reaching that Twitch affiliate, so definitely want to get there. I got rid of. Hey, Sean. So you're probably feeling a mighty spectacular now. Now that you got rid of them, I'm glad that you're not dealing with that excruciating pain, because I know, like, the last person that brought it up, but he was saying, like, I remember he was like dealing with them for like a pretty long time, and like I've never had them. I hope I never do, but they sound very, very painful, honestly. So, guys, what we're going to be talking about today, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but Curaleaf, it's a major cannabis company, is going through a nice little lawsuit right now for a little whoopsie daisy because they're select. So Curaleaf, their retail brands, one of them is Select. So there's Select THC drops, and then but they also make cartridges and stuff. And then there's also Select CBD. All right. So, CBD is, for the hemp space, and their THC stuff is for the medical and recreational dispensaries throughout the country. They're actually based out of Oregon, and I'll get into it more. But when I was actually doing research for this, I saw that this isn't the first time that they've had a lawsuit against them. And like Select CBD, it's like THC. Like I have some of their THC drops at home, like their 1-to-1 drops. I've used some of their cartridges and whatnot. They're just standard Delta 9 distillate cartridges. I mean, the ones that I've tried didn't even have terpenes in them, so it was just straight distillate. So what happened is they messed up, and their THC stuff was labeled as their CBD stuff, vice versa. And basically this guy in Idaho, this older gentleman, I'll read the article, I'll read all the information, but he basically he had to go in, he had like unnecessary surgery because of it, basically, because they thought like he was going through all these issues.
Oh yeah,
but really, he was like freaking out.
He was high.
Yeah, he was high, and it's like that is the importance of like making sure. Again, like Select CBD is a trusted source, but it's just like they had to do a massive product recall on their THC and their CBD drops, because it affected both of them, because the people that were buying the THC ones, well, they were just getting CBD. So that is again, it all just comes back to, looking at COAs, batch testing, and all of that to make sure everything could be traced back. But let's see. Dab or bong, Ethan? Dab, Craig. Dab. Why not both, dude? Why don't you take a hit of the bong, hold that in, and then, obviously got to time it right. Get the nail hot, take a rip off the bong, and then take a dab. Can you do it all in one inhale? I challenge you, Craig. I won't know if you could do it, so you got to tell me, bro. Hello, Lori Cam. Great to see you. Sean, I still have some back pain. Well, I'm sure like the little back pain that you're experiencing, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would assume that you would take that back pain over the pain that you were experiencing from the kidney stones. Again, I've never had them. I just heard about them, and just, imagining the process of what kidney stones are, how you have to get rid of them. It just doesn't sound like a fun thing to go through, honestly. It's great to see. Hey, Lori, I hope you've been having a good week so far. Eden, question for you: what strain is a high CBD strain? As I'm looking for some, don't tempt me, Eden. ACDC is a really high one. Harley Quinn's really high. Obviously Charlotte's Web, but those are kind of like the top ones. ACDC, Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn's super solid. Like Cam and I got some wax last year or something, and it was a mix of, I forgot the other strain, but what Harley Quinn was in it, and it had like 10% CBD or something in it, in the wax, which is very high for the concentration you buy from the dispensary, because obviously they all focus on Delta 9. And that thing, that the CBD in there combined with the D9, like that shit, just like him and I both would just pass out. Like I couldn't even smoke that during the day, because if I did, it would be like nap time. Yeah. I wouldn't be very productive. So yeah, man, I would take a look at some of that, like ACDC, Harley Quinn, Charlotte's Web. I know there's a few other ones. I just can't. I think Ringo's Gift is another one. But I'll have to look up some more for you. But that's kind of the ones that I have just sort of off the top of my head, my dear sir. Yes, I am. How's your week? Happy hump day. My week is very, very spectacular. No complaints, honestly. I'll be getting a bunch of new products. They'll be landing tomorrow, but like ones that I've already talked to you guys about, like the herb extracts, compliant Delta 9 gummies. I did just get word that they will be releasing some other versions of their compliant Delta 9 gummies, specifically in there'll be other flavors, but the other benefit with them is they'll come in larger containers. So instead of, the 10 pack, it'll come in 25 count jars, I believe is what it is. So you're getting 10 milligrams still. So you're getting 250 milligrams in the entire jar. Those haven't been released yet. I did just get notified about that. So I do want to just notify you guys. And also I did see what they're going to be doing is, they'll be releasing larger bags. Like I'm pointing to this is Pinnacle, but I'm talking about Herb. Herb's actually going to be releasing like larger bags of their Delta 8 edibles, of their gummies. So like their green apple, the birthday cake, the straw nana smoothie, the watermelon. They're going to release them in, what is it? It's 1750s?
It's 570.
500 milligram bags and then 1,750 milligram bags. So, the concentration or the dose per gummy is going to be the same, the 25 milligrams, but you're just going to be getting more of them. So keep an eye out on that. What is up, Nate? But yeah, keep an eye out on that stuff, ladies and gents. Craig, dude, I would say ribs, bro. I'm not much of a lamb guy. Like, I don't know. Lamb's just not for me, dude. I've tried it a few times and I can't get into it. Just added to the backyard chill and grill area. Wife just got me a 72-inch flat top grill. Oh my, John, I can't wait to come over to your house and have some fucking burgers and smoke a few fatties. That sounds incredible. I want a grill like that. I love cheeseburgers, bro. I can live off those fuckers. Oh, and I mean smash burgers. I mean, John, do you have smash burger out where you by you? I'm assuming Texas. I would think you guys have smash burger in Texas. But if not, you're missing out. I guess you like Five Guys better, right?
Yeah, Five Guys is way better than Whataburger, fucking In-N-Out, all of them.
They can do that. The In-N-Out is whatever. Hello, Don Miller Daughtry. Welcome and happy Wellness Wednesday. All right, guys. So now that we got it rolling, so I actually have a couple of articles I was doing more research about this Curaleaf stuff, and then I actually stumbled upon another lawsuit that took place against them last year, because Curaleaf, well, that's the company now. They actually bought out this company. It was like it was like the largest Oregon cannabis company. They bought them out last year. What is it? I think it was like $1 billion or some shit. It was crazy. But I'll get to that here in a second. But basically, there it is. A $500,000 lawsuit to settle. This is like the old one. So the former owners of Oregon-based Cannabis, one of the subsidiaries now owned by Massachusetts-based operator Curaleaf, agreed this week to pay more than $500,000 to settle a class action lawsuit over mislabeled marijuana vape cartridges. So the company Curaleaf bought Cannabis. So they bought them out, but the original owners, the Cannabis owners, they were basically mislabeling their vape products. So, the new owner, Curaleaf, they didn't have to pay this lawsuit. It was the old owners. But basically it was the settlement stems from a case last year in which state regulators concluded that the Portland company had mislabeled 186,000 vape cartridges under its Select brand as 100% marijuana, when in fact employees had cut the cannabis oil with additives. So that's class action lawsuit number one. That was last year. Something that just happened within the last month was it was all over the place. Have you guys seen this stuff? Have you guys seen talks about the Curaleaf stuff? Yes, that is no bueno, especially when you are a massive company of this size. I'm trying to see. Cannabis. So basically, so Curaleaf originally announced in 2019. It was valued at $1 billion. So if your company's being evaluated at $1 billion, You should absolutely have your shit together. Like, this shit shouldn't happen. This mix up, like, if you're going to be in both markets, like, why are they even near each other? How can this even happen? So, like, have you guys heard of Select CBD or Curaleaf? I mean, or Select CBD, as you guys may have known them as. I've read an article. Yeah, so I mean, that's why I wanted to bring this stuff up to you guys. You know, like, that's kind of the purpose of Wellness Wednesday, obviously, to educate you guys on the plant that we all use, but also to kind of keep you educated with what's going on throughout the industry. So here's one. So let's see. So Curaleaf recently made headlines for committing another substantial labeling mistake. You hear that? Another substantial labeling mistake. One, like, okay, but again, like, what are you guys doing? Like, yo, you sign over the operation over to Eden and Cam. Like, we'll fucking get this shit rocking and rolling. Like, oh my God. Like, you're valuated over $1 billion. Like, hire a compliance team or hire some people. Like, you guys literally, like, these cannabis companies just print money for a living. So it's like, you can't come and say, oh, you want the money. Hire people. So Curaleaf mixed up two lines of products, one with CBD and the other with THC, causing confusion among some of its customers, not expecting to get stoned from their CBD drops. So Oregon state regulators had to recall the brand's 1,000 milligram unflavored Select. So if you guys know anybody that have bought these Select CBD drops, you should probably let them know. Oregon state regulators had to recall the brand's 1,000 milligram unflavored Select CBD drop labeled as broad spectrum, but contained THC. And then the brand's 1,000 milligram bottles of unflavored Select THC tincture had to be recalled for not containing THC. So literally, it sounds like it was a labeling, like somebody put the wrong label on the machine and started the process. But, like, I don't know how that even takes place. Like,
pay attention.
Yeah. Like, have two lines. This line bottles the THC. This line bottles the CBD. Like, you guys got the money.
A separated warehouse.
Yeah.
Put them on two different sides of the warehouse. So it's like, it's not like you guys got a small warehouse.
No. Like, it's crazy. So shortly after, several lawsuits against the company were filed. The third and most recent one was filed by a gentleman, I won't say his name, a 79-year-old man who ended up in the emergency room and underwent unnecessary surgery due to the consumption of the Select CBD drops that were actually THC. According to the lawsuit, the family, a grandfather, an aunt, and a granddaughter all had unpleasant, so this is all the family, all had unpleasant reactions to the drops, including nausea, distress, and dizziness lasting for several hours. The grandfather ended up in the hospital because of his symptoms were similar to those of a stroke. The family's attorney said he is waiting to hear from his client's healthcare provider about possible long-term health consequences. Curaleaf has a month to file its response in federal court. No bueno at all. Hello, Stu Baby. Good to see you, sir. Stopping in to say hello. Working Wednesdays usually late, so I missed the stream. Hope everyone is well. Hey, well, we're so well now that you jumped in and you like updated us with what's going on in your life, Stu Baby. Because, like, dude, when you're not here, dude, like,
it's Steven.
Steve. Oh, I thought that. Oh, I literally saw. Oh, Stuart. Okay, I saw Stuart and then Steven. All right, Steven. I was mistaking Stu Babies for yours. But Steven, it's good to see you, dude. I hope, I do appreciate you at least coming in and saying hello. But I'm glad that work is keeping you busy, my man. Fortunately, you can always watch these recordings, or you can always call me and, call the Wellicy number, dude. If you want to say hello, like, say hello to me and Cam. We'd love to chat with you, sir. So good to see you. And now, Stu Baby, it's good to see you. But like I was saying, Stupid, even though I wasn't replying to you, as Cam informed me, if you should just make sure you're at least jumping in. If you go like a week or two, dude, we start to worry. We start to wonder where Stu Baby is. So can you at least just hop in and say hello? Okay. Don saying no, not heard of Select. Sean's heard of Select. Yes, Lori, it is absolutely crazy because I mean that I can't even just think how that could even happen in the realm of possibility.
The products are probably close to each other, so everyone probably mixed it up and no one wanted to ask.
Like that is just like that is like the worst case scenario. That is like when you're talking about like building a brand and like, selling these products. That is like one thing that comes up like, yo, like if somebody's thinking they're buying a CBD product, like make sure they're getting the CBD version so they don't go home and get stoned. Because I understand if you're not expecting to get that feeling and you just start feeling, I get it, it especially if you're not familiar with that feeling of like what being high is actually like. And then you're going in thinking you're going to take a CBD product that, you've tried a bunch of times and it doesn't get you high. And then you take it and then probably rather quickly, if they were drops, he probably started feeling stoned within like 30 minutes. And he's like, whoa, what the fuck is wrong with me?
Yeah.
So it's definitely problematic. I was shocked when I saw that.
John, a company called Select.
Who's in it? John O'Hara?
Yeah.
Select. It's owned by Curaleaf.
So I guess Curaleaf's getting sued.
Yeah.
Because of Select.
So Select and Select CBD is what it is. Like Select THC drops. They got cartridges, tinctures. I think they have edibles. I don't know. I had a friend that worked for that's who JD worked for.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I had a friend that actually worked for their company out here in Colorado, working with distributing their products out to the dispensaries. So I have I have CBD and THC drops from Select sitting at home. So now I'm like, maybe I should open those CBD drops and maybe I'll get litty. Yeah. Maybe I'll get lucky. But like me, if the customer was me, I'd be like, word. Word. Like, I bought this CBD, but it's actually THC. I ain't saying shit. But all jokes aside.
That makes me think about like the consequences could be a lot higher for people than just like, oh yeah, like okay, cool, Select gets sued and all that. But it's just like, think about people that like maybe like they're on UAs and they're using CBD and they got fucked with this fucking THC product and but they gave it to me. They gave me THC instead of CBD. The parole officer ain't gonna give a fuck. Yeah, you go back. Sorry, dude. Deuces. Peace out.
Yeah.
Tell the homies in jail I said what's up. Like
that's the biggest thing because listen, like yes, I ask people, if you want THC or not because personal preference, but also the main reason why is for drug testing. Like you. As a company and you're supposed to be educating your customers, like they're trusting you to provide them the product that you tell them it is and it'll function as you say. Because if somebody's drug tested, their livelihood is literally in your hands. By you selling them that product, like you are responsible for that to ensure that like if you told them that they're not going to be, there's not THC in it, they get drug tested, they're going to be okay. And then that's not the case. Like that's horrible. Like obviously that would go into a lawsuit and everything. But I mean, yeah, it's like how long would it take to prove something like that? Like what if this gentleman was on UAs and that's how he figured it out? Is he went to go do his UA, tested hot, and then he's sitting in jail. How long does he have to sit in jail until this stuff is like, yo, it's actually the company's fault? And then it's just like he has to go through the process of like proving that like he intended to buy this product. And it's just like, what the fuck? Like that should never happen. A customer should never go in like and buy a product and be like, and have to second guess like, is this company, like, is this actually CBD or did they fuck up and give me THC?
And usually in those cases too, like even if it wasn't the person's fault who like took that product, usually probably the UAs would pump up their shit. Be like, yo, you gotta take more now. We got really keep track on you.
That's the other thing. And yeah, increased UAs require
More
increased
money.
cost.
Yeah.
I mean, so there's just a lot of things that can go wrong. But like in the realm of this industry, this is literally like the worst of the worst thing that like, this is like a cardinal sin. You don't like.
I don't know how that even happened.
Yeah, like especially with a brand that was valued at over $1 billion at the time of purchase. What the? Oh my
It
god!
was probably someone just not paying attention, or someone probably was just smoking the THC cart in the warehouse and was just like hanging out. And they're like, "Oh, just go put this."
I
in."
just feel like there should be fail safes in place that should just like prevent that from even happening. Even if fucking Stony Baloney
I
is
think
just
they need just like a line straight directly down the middle of their warehouse, like a bright yellow line. And then on one side of the line, it's a CBD section, and on the
Wall.
other side, THC section.
wall divider. Just build a fucking wall and separate your warehouse. So then there's
Or
no
have
issues.
hire certain employees for certain.
Well,
Like,
they would,
hey, you're gonna put the labels on the CBD ones, and you're gonna put the ones on the THC ones.
that's, I mean, maybe because they do. I don't know. I always was under the assumption that they would have their manufacturing separate just because of like laws and shit.
Yeah.
But because it's like for you to handle cannabis products, you know, at the retail store, you have to go get your badge. You have to go get certified. Like you have to carry around like it's an ID card. Every time you go to the dispensary, all of them have it around their neck. So it's like, I wonder if I would assume like if it's all under one roof, then they would all be certified, you know, to handle that stuff. So it's just like, I mean, if they haven't already, they should completely separate their manufacturing. But I was under the impression that like that would already be the case because they're completely different products and you don't want to mix them up because look what happens.
But they're in Oregon, right?
Yes.
So I mean, it's a lot looser out there with everything. So maybe it's looser with just like storage
Regulations, because I'm pretty sure out here like shit has to be separate. Like even at the dispensaries, like they have to be separated. Like hemp derived products and cannabis derived products,
different.
They have to be separated, or like it has to be in its own standalone shelf or something. They have to be separated.
That's how Starbucks is. They have the big Starbucks,
Yeah.
and in their old shop,
Yeah.
they turn it into a CBD.
Is it just CBD? Yes, but it's all separate.
Like I'm pretty sure you still would have to go outside and go next door to go to their hemp store. Like you can't even like cross through the store in.
Yeah, and that's
which
that's
is smart.
fine. That's
Kids,
how
you
it
don't
should
want
be.
like kids 18 going into the hemp side
and then
they're-
sneaking over. Yeah, exactly.
But thankfully, at the desk, at the counter, they always double check IDs. And like,
yeah, so I guess you're right. So I didn't even think about it being out in Oregon. So yeah, I mean, the laws out here, they are pretty strict. I mean, shit, like all dispensaries in their processing facilities, like there is a camera, a live feed that the cannabis regulatory agency out here that they can tune in and just watch them whenever. And it's a law. They have to have that. I can't remember what they're called, but the Marijuana Enforcement Division, MED. So yeah, all dispense, like I've seen it. Like you just see the camera and I've asked them like, what the fuck is that? They're like, so MED can just check in on us whenever. Because, you know, like they watch it to make sure, because it's like, yo, when they're cranking out thousands of grams, like they literally lay them on a massive table. It's like, if there wasn't a camera there, like what's to stop an employee from just not saying that, like, obviously there's our honest people. Yeah, exactly. They're honest people
to make it more.
Just like the other Curaleaf issue, saying it was pure, but cutting it. So it's just, that's ridiculous. Yes, Lori, it is fucking crazy. Just makes you ask, where's the quality control in their production factory? That's, I mean, how did it leave the building like that? Why didn't you you guys put the test result? You put a QR code on there, so like, why didn't it get tested before you sent it out?
Yeah, they probably like tested it and then put the labels on it.
Or they just did a full batch test, the full oil in one batch, and then they put it into individual products, and then they do product level testing. I don't know, but like Stu Baby, I can't answer that, because like in my mind, there shouldn't be any way that this could happen. Like there should be things in place.
It makes no sense. Like, did they mix up the labels or did they mix up the oil? I feel like it's the labels they've switched up. But even then, like, it's not like the THC ones, like, it's like not noticeable between the CBD one. Like, there's a big red triangle on it that says THC.
Yeah, like they're the CBD ones are like blue, and then the THC are red. So, and it says THC on the. I can't wrap my mind around it. Like, this is why I wanted to talk to you guys about this, because I mean, you know, I talk about the Delta Bros and, you know, the shitty people in this industry, but it's like, yo, it happens in all industries. Like, I get it. You know, mistakes can happen, but this is like a mistake that shouldn't happen. Like, oh my goodness, somebody just going in and thinking they're just gonna get the
like,
relief.
That. Dude, that's fucking ginormous.
Yeah, this is what it looks like, guys.
Let's see. You might want to turn the brightness.
Yeah. All right, so that select CBD. Trying to angle, or that select THC. Sorry.
It says THC drops.
It says THC, and then this is their. This one.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
And then this is their CBD drop.
Blue, bright blue.
Damn, they've been trying to get me to do business with them for over a year. I fucking should have. Maybe I would have gotten THC drops.
Yeah, they recall them. Yeah, all right, we're gonna have to go test.
I guess I'll go test all the bottles now.
Go into the closet, start drinking.
Yeah, I would just. It's asinine, is what it is. Oh God, they should never have those products remotely close to each other. That's the easiest solution for this whole thing. Like, you're fucking Curaleaf. Like, yo, spend fucking $20,000 to put a separator in your warehouse. Like, make that in a day. You make that in a couple of hours. Like, you'll be fine. Like, but now they got this massive lawsuit going against them. Oh gosh. Hi, Matthew Ratliff. I just jumped in. I just jumped in to say hi. Having a nice evening smoke before bed. You enjoying the nice rainy weather? He's like, actually, it's a little sunny. Okay. Well, that's crazy. Big company needs to fire the labeler. I mean, I don't know. It sounds like the ownership can't manage it, so like they just pass it, just donate it to Eden.
I mean, we don't even know if it was the labeler.
Yeah, I
could have been the dude who put the oil in the whatever
in the machine.
Whatever, yeah.
Like
you said, what 187,000 bottles?
No, that was the cartridges.
That was the cartridges.
This one was. I thought I saw. Let me see here. I thought I found another. I don't know how many bottles. I thought I saw somewhere how many bottles. It was quite a bit. I mean, that entire batch they had to recall. CBD and their THC drops. So, yeah, that's a lot. Oh, look. Here's some other stuff. Wellness drops contained. Oregon regulators say confusion in a Curaleaf manufacturing facility resulted in hundreds of mislabeled bottles, and that at least a dozen other consumers also took the THC tainted drops. Wednesday's suit appears to be the first against the company in the case. 2 more were filed Thursday. And this is a quote from the guy. I was with some friends and started to disconnect from reality. He said he purchased the drops last month in Oregon and first took them September 3rd. While camping in Nevada, my body started shaking and couldn't stop my arms and legs from quivering, and my mind was disappearing. That was a quote. Unaware of what caused his bizarre symptoms, he said he took another dose of Curaleaf's brand of select CBD drops the next day and then had a similar reaction while driving a motorhome back to Ohio. And this is a quote from him, if my friend wasn't with me, I would have driven that motorhome off the road or crashed into a car coming the other way. He said He ended up spending hours in an emergency room where doctors notified him that he had THC in his system. He was baffled. Who said he has never used recreational marijuana. So that is somebody like, okay, somebody that's experienced it, like they've been high before. They're like, more than likely they'll start to put two and two together. You know, be like, okay, maybe this could have been a THC product. But like this gentleman right here has never used recreational cannabis before. Now I get why he didn't know what he was going through. He had nothing to compare it to. So, let's see. He never used it, but after a friend who took drops from the same bottle also ended up in the emergency room, he said he deduced the likely culprit and notified Oregon regulators. He said he believes the mislabeled bottle contained a very high dose of THC, far higher than recreational marijuana users typically consume. Let's see. It's an unprecedented mistake that Curaleaf blames on human error.
And their workers.
Let's see. This is from Curaleaf. We are grateful to the OLCC and individuals who brought this serious matter to our attention. We sincerely apologize to all customers impacted by this mistake. Curaleaf said it's reviewing its manufacturing process to improve quality assurance. No fucking shit. While the company has acknowledged its blunders, declined comment on his lawsuit. And Curaleaf has not responded to requests for a detailed explanation of how it confused the two products or said whether the company has held anyone accountable for its gaffe.
Held anyone accountable? You mean the owners?
Yeah, like,
because at the end of the day, the owners were the ones who set up the system on how everything is packaged, labeled, and all of that. Even if they did buy into the company, that still doesn't matter. You still gave the go-ahead to keep everything how it is.
And plus, now, like, they bought it. Now they've started to have their own SOPs and shit. Like, this can't even be blamed on the old owners anymore. Like, the cartridges, yes, because they bought it and the shit already happened. But, like, this
is them.
Yeah, the OLCC says at least 13 unsuspecting consumers took the mislabeled CBD drops. But yeah.
Well, did they say after the THC one, after the cartridge one, did they say they were going to make changes to how they do stuff? Or did they?
Well, they could have gotten away with it because they were like, the Curaleaf was like, yo, like, this wasn't us. It was the old owners, so we're not doing this anymore. So I think that's how they could kind of squeak by. Yeah. But this is like, yo, this is a big fuck up. Like, oh my god. Let's see. That should be a no not to have CBD and THC remotely close each other. That's common. I mean, yeah, but Sean, you know, as I like to say, common sense is not so common these days. It's despicable. What if they mislabeled the wrong stuff for the puppies? Though that's the other thing, is like mislabeling the because it's like, yo, imagine if that was a pet product.
I don't know how they would mislabel that because it's not like they make THC pet products.
Yeah, but
so I don't. But I see where they're coming from. I understand
that's like shit like that. But yeah, right. I mean, you do have a point with that, but I think that's even less of a chance of this just because they don't make THC pet products in general. Just, I mean, other than full spectrum, because, you know, high amounts.
Still say CBD.
Yeah, high amounts of THC are actually not good for dogs. So
I mean, I'm more thinking about like, what about the parent that gives their kid CBD?
I mean, little Johnny.
Here, little Johnny, take a full milliliter of this tincture.
He'll
7 years old.
Lots better. Like, fuck, little Johnny hasn't said shit for the last 5 hours, and he's just been eating 27 fruit snacks. I'm kidding, obviously, because that's the type of scenarios that could happen with these situations.
I mean, who said the pet thing, Ryan?
Yeah, Ryan did.
I mean, that does make sense now that I think about it for the tincture aspect, because, I mean, like we tell people, you could give your pets the same products that you take yourself.
Yeah.
So they could have given the puppy, like, a CBD tincture of their stuff, not knowing, and then their dog is, like, just sitting there dazing
or it's dead.
Or it dies, yeah.
So, Matthew said, I got stuck in Facebook jail again. Yeah, I've been trying to follow the rules of the Facebook land. I haven't really been banned or anything. Just been posting my fire memes and shit. Like, people can see my memes. When I post memes, like, Instagram loves it. It decides, I'm going to show it to your followers for once. Oh, not good business for sure. No, it is a terrible business. So that is another reason why, I wanted to bring this to your attention, but also so you guys could notify your friends or family members that may be using these products. Now, I definitely will not be selling select CBD products. Next time they email me, I'm just going to send them that article and be like, are you sending me the THC?
Should be like, is everything fixed?
Yeah. Show me proof.
Yeah.
How is it fixed? Like, yes. Yes, Ryan. Gotta stay hydrated, bro. But yeah, Matthew, hey, at least you got Twitch and, YouTube outlets to, communicate with your friends over here at Wellicy. So, you'll always find a way. Let me see. What did Nate say? When retail prices are driven down, quality becomes a concern. It costs money to ensure compliance and liability. I mean, I spend lots of money on compliance and liability for product liability insurance. And it's like, I don't think that's an excuse, honestly, because it's like, yo, you've bought this company for all this money. It's like, if you can't afford to have compliance, then don't be in business. Like, that's how I look at it. It's like, quit giving the fucking bonuses and all this fucking extra money to, the people and reinvest it into the company to make it a more compliant company. And it's like, I'll tell you this, like, fucking the dispensaries sure as shit don't look like they've slowed down on their sales. They've picked up. So
could that also be maybe they were even trying to get product out super fast because, of course, THC sales all across the United States and legal states have gone up because of the pandemic. So they're like, yo, fucking whip this shit out. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Like full fucking 150 miles per hour. Like we could get this shit fucking out. And then someone just accidentally one time, boom.
Mm-hmm. Like they haven't said anything. Like, why they haven't said anything. It's like, makes me think that they just manufactured all under the same fucking line. But with that wouldn't, because it's like, if you fill it in the machine, then, if they put THC in there, and then like they would have to clean the fuck out of that to be able to run CBD through it, to not have any residuals. So it's just like, I feel like for time's sake, but it'd be like, at that point, it's like, yo, like the time, let's just fucking, how much time are we spending? How much do we have to pay our employees on those hours? And then you just work the math backwards and say, okay, if we do X amount of switches, then based off the hourly pay we pay our employees, we can now save that money and put it towards buying another machine. That's how I would look at it. I mean, I don't know. I hope some other information comes out surrounding this, because I mean, this has been talked about. I think this happened like a couple of weeks ago, honestly. But I've just been kind of keeping my eye on it, waiting for more developments and everything. I mean, I'm really waiting to see, like, for Curaleaf just to say something. I mean, obviously their lawyers are probably telling them not to say shit, but they have the good lawyers. So I don't know. We'll see, guys. But yeah, if you know anybody that uses the select products, definitely notify them about that, especially if they've purchased in the last, month or so. It doesn't say like all the states. It sounds like it could have just been that guy was in Idaho. So yeah.
Well, and then what questions come into fact about federal level stuff, about them transporting, like, even though they didn't realize it, they did technically break federal law sending THC products.
They transported a controlled substance.
Yeah, to potentially 50 states, to multiple states that are completely banned.
Ooh, yeah, I didn't even think about that aspect.
Did you say Idaho's
Yeah, they don't. They're total
THC
T,
completely?
total T.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's Idaho and Iowa.
Total THC can't go above 0.3. But yeah, it's.
So technically, would they be potentially hit with a federal thing too?
I don't know. That's what I want to find out, dude. It's like there's so many just things that like ways that this could go. It's
Like I wouldn't give a shit about the fucking
that
like,
would
the
be
guy.
worst case scenario.
Yeah, no,
that
that's
would
what I'm
be
saying.
worst
Like I wouldn't
case.
care about the old man
They'd be like,
suing
here's
us.
the fine.
Yeah, here's
like,
that. But
yeah.
like the government,
yeah.
I'd be like, oh,
that is. I didn't even think about that, but that is what they would definitely have to worry about.
Yeah, because that's what I'm thinking. It's like,
I did, Sean. I saw an article about that this morning or yesterday about that, talking about you guys. We may be going recreational. I mean, that's solid. I mean, it's like once you can get the medical stuff approved, like honestly, it's like a lot of times it does happen. It just makes sense. I mean, or it's like. You may like vote for it and the next, it may not go through the first time and then the next time. But dude, that's fucking awesome. I mean, so that means hopefully you guys can get it passed through this go around because, it's going to take a year or so for you to start seeing dispensaries open up at least, because you got to think that they got to have the license, however they want to do the auctions for the license, who they want to give it to, then they got to pay the money, then they got to build it out, they got to provide a business plan, then they got to, and that's before they even put a seed in the ground or germinate a seed. Then once they get all the approval and they get a building up, or once the building's up, then once that building is approved and up to code, then they can start germinating the seeds and then they can start growing it. And that's going to, take 2-3 months.
Like Nate just said, he said, "Oh yes, Cam, low cost, quick turnaround, and mistakes are made due to greed." That's the funny thing. If you guys just took your time and paid attention,
yeah,
this would have been completely 110% avoided. Or if you set up your warehouse the way it should have been set up, instead of be like, all right, let's see how much space we can fucking
I see
fill.
what he's saying. Yeah. They were taking the cheap route by doing this shit, and then thus it led to these issues. Instead
of just taking their time and be like, yo, let's double check, make sure we put the correct label into this.
I'm picking up what you laying down, Nasty Nate. I'm picking it up, bro. I'm stepping in what you shitting, my man.
So
I get it. Dude, I don't know.
Now they're costing themselves even more money. They now have to throw away a complete batch of THC and CBD products. Because there's no way for them to depict on which is which, unless they test every single bottle.
Yeah, I'll tell you this: if it was me, Cam, and Nasty Nate at the helms of Curaleaf, well, I mean, hey, it'd be a different story. One day, guys. One day,
it's literally just that one person double checking something. Like, where's the manager checking the employees' shit? Make sure they're doing it all right.
Everything that comes off the line, have it inspected. Or like the batch that's coming off the line, inspect it to make sure everything is matched up before it goes out. There's so many simple steps that can be implemented as preventative maintenance for this, but like look, I'm naming this stuff to show you guys that it's not like it costs millions and billions of dollars. It's just putting the right people in the correct places to monitor this stuff. Like,
it's the thing with like marketing things when like companies put out like marketing programs or whatever, or marketing promos.
Yeah.
And people literally like, how the fuck did this get put out?
Yeah.
Like, it literally went through a line of people. How did this get, like, approved?
Because what Nate is probably saying, and also what you're saying is, the drop in maybe sales, so they're just trying to get this shit out. And then what you said, they're just trying to fucking produce it as quickly as possible.
Because because now I'm thinking as well of, like, supply and demand. Like Taylor says when he goes to the gas station, when you go to grocery stores, like, everything is, like, out of stock. There's low quantity of everything. Like, how was last year's grow? Was it normal? Was it the same? Was it less?
I mean, I think like what was it this year compared to last year? I think there was like a 20% loss in farmers just because the market was so flooded last year. I mean, like the end of 2019 going into 2020, like everybody and their mother was getting into growing hemp, especially towards the end, like going into 2019, especially like in 2020, like So like a lot of farmers have dropped out this year. Because
That's what I was wondering, because like that's why we're low quantity on like food and stuff like that, is because it was a bad grow year.
I mean, that was just an issue of supply and demand. There was too much supply.
Interesting.
Yeah. So there was just, that's why like farmers were literally like the end of last year, whatever, farmers were just giving their shit away, like literally at their cost, just so they could like recoup some of their money. Like that, it's that bad. So, I mean, yeah, there's an oversupply of hemp farmers right now. Because like everybody thought that like, oh, hemp's going to be the next corn. And it could be, you know, once we get the textile industry and everything going.
Clothes, paper.
Like, guys, the cannabinoid use cases of hemp is only a small fraction of the big picture of what hemp, the plant, can be used for. Fibers, textiles, papers, plastics, fucking fuel. I mean, clothing. I mean, these desks, like hemp wood, hempcrete, like concrete. Get the fuck out of here. Like, yo, like all this stuff is a thing. So like, we're just getting into it. We don't have the infrastructure to do that. I hope one day we get to a point where like, it's like, I'm not wearing a 90% cotton t-shirt. I'm wearing a 90% hemp t-shirt.
And like hemp isn't it more like durable?
Yeah, it's durable and it grows a lot faster and it requires less water. So it's just a win. I mean, this entire country was growing hemp before it was banned.
Oh yeah, back when we sent it to shit.
Yeah, it was a huge industry. A huge industry that the United States had. But you know, then we decided to start the war on drugs, and you know, here we are today. People still being falsely or wrongfully imprisoned for, you know, possessing a fucking plant. Stupid, if you ask me. Okay, what did John say? Hemp is what? Hemp is better. Hemp is better than cotton. Exactly. It's better than all of the things that we're currently using. Plastic, wood, like trees. It's just leave the trees alone. Let them produce my oxygen, you know, and then grow the fucking hemp.
And I'm sorry, dude. We are in 2021. This, what you just said and what Ryan just said made me think of it. He said maybe it can fix the dang paper shortage we are currently in. We are in 2021. Why are we still using paper? Who the fuck wants paper?
Give me the hemp paper.
Like, who the fuck is like, yo, like, give me a physical contract to send? Like, no, email me a contract and I'll sign it.
That I do have one of the manufacturers that I work with. He sends me invoices on hemp paper.
Exactly.
It's so cool.
It's just like, dude, like, why?
It's not white, but who cares? Like, I can still write on it. Like, it's just so much better. It really is. Yes, like John said, smash the like button. Make sure you're subscribing. Keep on sharing this live stream. Like, let's go, everybody. Okay, this just reminded me of the mail order company I work for and their slogan, commit to quality, deceive excellence. So Sean, we may be going recreational. Okay, and then Nate, Ohio introduced rec legislation yesterday. Well, did they release the what the process would be for licensing? Because if you see anything, dude, like, send it to me, dude. Like, because I know in a lot of places the requirement is you have to have residency there. Well, Nasty Nate, you live in Ohio, so yeah, dude, keep me up there. I'll call you. We'll talk about this. Because that would be dope. It's exciting seeing all these states, push the ball forward on legalization of cannabis. It's a win-win-win for everybody. Even if you don't smoke cannabis, it's a fucking win. You want to know why? Because your community is going to benefit from the tax revenue generated from the stoners. What was that one thing? What did we hear? Something about tax revenue in cannabis the other day?
For Colorado?
Yeah.
We are building Aurora a new recreational center.
Yeah. All off cannabis revenue.
Yeah. Like a nice one. I saw like pictures of it, like specs.
Yeah.
Shit looks dope.
The children, the schools have new computers and shit.
Homeless people have heated porta potty things.
So, every time every bowl I smoke, every dab I take, I am contributing to the betterment of my community.
Seems like the only people not doing the betterment for their community are the people that should be doing the betterment of their community.
So if you want to improve your community, just start toking away.
Elect stoners into office.
I saw another article. It was a study, obviously preliminary, it's just one fucking study, but it was like, this study shows that long-term cannabis users are not impacted when their ability to drive is not impaired.
Oh no, there was a study. They had a video and a whole article, and I read it, and literally the people that smoked weed scored higher than sober people because they were following the laws more. They were driving the speed limit or under the speed limit.
So it's just ridiculous. I mean, I guess that's why if you ever get pulled over, you never tell the cop if you smoked that day.
Yeah. Because
it's just like this whole thing of like impaired. Well, what defines impaired? Because it's not like alcohol where, 0.303 or whatever the fuck the BAC is now is the same across the board. It's just like everybody is stoned in a different way. Like me taking a dab in the high I experience versus Ryan Real taking a Delta 9 dab, that experience, he's going to be a lot more impaired than me.
Yeah, and also when you smoke, I feel like you're a lot more self-conscious. And it's like, yo, if I smoke too much, I'm not going to be like, yeah, I'm driving.
Yeah,
like,
no,
I'm going to be like, yo, I don't want to drive right now.
Yeah,
let me eat some food.
Yeah,
like, God, I don't feel like comfortable to drive. But alcohol, it's like, I'm good. Because alcohol gives you that confidence.
It's the confidence.
I can fucking
Weed
do
is
it.
just like, I'm going to sit at home and order a pizza.
Do you think that would happen? Like when it hits federal legalization, that politicians, they'll get rid of like the weed smoking shit and like drug tests and all that. Like you'll see politicians that are like stoners.
No, maybe in like the future.
Like when we're old.
Yeah, I mean, that would, when all the old fucks get out of there and the millennials and the Gen Zers take over, then yeah, that could be it. But I mean, these old fucks, that's going to be what they're going to hold on to, like for the law. If legalization's like getting close in their state or something, but it's going to be the last thing they're going to hold on to. Like, all these DUIs or people are, impaired driving with cannabis. Like, that's why this conversation.
Come at me when Aurora PD is out here drinking and driving on shift.
Yeah.
You're going to come at me when Aurora PD officers are falling asleep in their car because they're blacked out drunk.
They're wasted.
Like, okay. Makes sense.
God. Hello, Josh Arnett. Oh, and look who is allowed on Facebook today. All right, man. We need to watch what you say. I do not want you getting banned, okay? I love seeing you post. I saw that T-shirt that you left a comment on, or that you shared on somebody's comment, and I was laughing about it. The skydiving. Is that, or no, what was it, Josh? The something flight school. Dude, it made me laugh. I'll say that. I was scrolling through Facebook, Josh, and I saw that pop up on my feed before I went live, and you definitely made me LOL in real life. Hell yeah, John Ojeda. Drunk guy walks into a bar looking for a fight. Stoner walks into a bar looking for peanuts. Kabul skydiving team. That's what it was, dude. That was good, Josh. That is funny.
Oh, that's what it
was.
What? Because like I read about, I saw it on Joe Rogan podcast. I looked it up. That basically like all presidents and everything are take this drug and they call it Dr. Feelgood, or it's the doctor. This dude gives it to them, and like Motley Crue made a song about Dr. Feelgood, and it's basically like it gives them because they don't sleep that much. They're always stressed. He's basically giving them meth to like keep them up and everything. And every president's used it, and that's why they're like so like composed and they look all together always.
That's why they look like shit at the end of their term.
So they think that like most presidents like take that shit just to kind of get through their presidency so they can deal with the stress. And I'm like, oh,
the conspiracy.
but you can't smoke weed.
No, weed's bad. At worker paper, but do they even make industrial printers? Yeah, that is the thing, Ryan. What I was saying is like the infrastructure is not there for the masses for it to have massive wide scale adoption like we want it to. But, over the next 10, 15 years, maybe even sooner, as factories start to invest, and they start to see, they do a cost analysis versus it, and they see, they're looking at micro costs versus macro costs. And then over the long term, they'll start to see like, wow, like our returns are a lot better if we just make the initial investment to get things switched over to hemp paper or plastic, whatever, versus us just staying with paper. Because it'll get there. It's just like it's like with all new developing industries, it's very few and far between, and then eventually there's massive wide scale adoption. I mean, all it's going to take is the largest paper manufacturer, the largest plastic. I mean, shit. What if fucking Dasani or Coca-Cola decided to be like, yo, we're switching to hemp plastic? Everybody's going to fucking switch. It's just going to take like one massive corporation to do it, to invest that initial money to develop the infrastructure. And then it's going to be, eventually it'll be open sourced, and then it'll just start taking over. That's in the perfect world. That's what I hope happens. But, I can't sit up here and say that for sure. Because also on the flip side, the companies could be like, no, I'm not going to do this. I want to keep this extra money right now. So there's two sides of the coin depending on which way you want to look at it. I choose to look at it as, most of the companies are going to do the positive thing, but, that may just be me being a little too optimistic, but hey, fuck it.
Ryan said, I see more old money is against hemp and not normal people. Yeah, because they can't make money off of it because they don't have money in it. Or they don't have as much money. It's the same thing with old people, old investors saying that cryptos aren't going anywhere.
Yeah, because they don't understand it.
And they don't have any money in it, and all their money's in the stock market instead.
It's just like when we have the senators, like these fucking 95-year-old people interviewing Mark Zuckerberg about like the tracking of Facebook. Like they don't fucking understand that. They think like it's just like, oh my God. So it's just like when I see all these boomers, these old fucks, like the old senators and things like saying like, oh, crypto is gonna go away, like it's bullshit. And it's like, no, you don't understand it. Or, they just fucking are just, doing their insider trading bullshit and just fucking buying it up.
That's the thing with like China. Like a lot of things came out about China, how they were like, they banned cryptos.
Yeah.
And then it came out that they were like the biggest holder of like Dogecoin, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. They had like the most coins or the highest number of coins. And I was like, yeah, that makes fucking sense. So then it drops the price down. They could buy more.
And it's an unregulated thing that the government can't control in and of itself. Yeah, that's the beauty of the blockchain. So how do they control it? They ban it for their people from using it, and then they buy it up so they have it all for themselves.
And then they unban it. And they're like, oh, just kidding.
Oh, you have to buy it from the Bank of China or whatever. You have to buy these cryptos. Oh my God. I mean, hey, like I appreciate that stuff happening in China because it gave me a fatty dip in the market. So it was a good time to buy. Thank you for that, China. And, look, fucking it's all corrected and all the gains are back. I love the crypto space, baby. All right, John, let me interview. Oh, yeah, I won't say his name. Would be a long night. No, you don't want to. Honestly, dude, I feel like he's an alien. Like, looking at him for when he was, like, right out of college to now, like, you're a fucking alien, dude. Ugh. Fizzy says, Sean, I'm going to make a paper company and call it Dunder Mifflin Hemp Paper Co. It's funny that you say that because there is a large paper company. I don't know. They were doing it for a little while where you could actually get Dunder Mifflin paper.
Yeah.
Like it was a product line that they had, and it was literally Dunder Mifflin paper.
Staples sold it.
Staple. I think you're right about that.
It was Staples. Yeah, because I remember seeing that. It was like some anniversary for the office or something.
So, yeah, I think that's pretty cool. But I mean, Sean, like, you're in fucking Scranton, so, like,
You could just
You
go.
have to. Oh, all right. Do you guys have any questions on the Curaleaf stuff or any products? I know I didn't really focus on, much product stuff today. I just felt like this was an important topic to share with you guys and to kind of get it out there in the world. Hopefully, somebody that may have, purchased from this batch, hopefully they'll see this video and, then they don't have to go through that. But
yeah, and if you don't want said product anymore, you could send it down to 5700 Parker House Road, Suite 300, Parker, Colorado, 80134.
Yeah, I'll
do
properly dispose of it for you.
Yeah. In my liver.
In my body. Let's see. Yeah, you're right, Josh, on that. Big Tobacco will be the first massive scale cannabis op.
Oh God, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When it becomes federally illegal, 100% that day. We love tobacco. We love cannabis.
We just legalized this, and there's only going to be one license just to start out while we do the beta program. We've already selected Philip Morris to do it. They're going to lead it. They have exclusivity for the next 15 years.
Well, didn't you say that the U.S. government owns the most patents for...
They own the patent that says that cannabis has a medical value associated. It's like I can't remember. But yeah, if you go into Google, like they have a patent section where you can Google patents, and it'll pop right up.
I wonder why they bought it. So
that they could control it, spread propaganda, get people from not using it, so they would not open their minds and realize what the government is feeding us is fucking bullshit. The world, if the world was just like, if alcohol was still banned and then like we just had cannabis this whole time, like the world would be a far different place now. I think people would be a lot more honest. That's just me though. No, Josh, I do not want the PGRs. I can't remember what the acronym. It's basically it's growing steroids. So, like if you look at it, dude, like there's pictures of flower that's been used with PGRs and one that hasn't. So regular cannabis that hasn't been treated with PGRs is more fluffy and airy, but PGR treated cannabis, like you go to the dispensary, it's all tight, super firm buds. Like do PGR cannabis versus non-PGR?
I just want to see what PGR stands for.
But so yeah, that's a big thing impacting the cannabis industry.
Plant growth regulators.
Yeah, plant growth regulators. I just said growth steroids. I couldn't think of the acronym, but they're used in the growing. So yeah, that's how it looks like at the dispensary. How many times have you purchased cannabis that looks exactly like that from the dispensary?
That's like all what cannabis looks like.
Exactly, because they're all using these PGRs so that they can turn around, so they can get more volume out of the same amount of plants.
This looks like stuff that you grow, and then this looks like stuff you get at
it's like, guys, grow cannabis yourself once and then compare it to what you buy from the dispensary. Yeah, sure, the THC concentration, but the looks of it.
I've never had flower that has not looked like that from the dispo ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought PGRs. Yeah, I thought that was like the normal way.
So that's a thing that people are like, okay, are you getting stoned from the THC or are you getting high from the PGRs? Or both, probably both at the same time. The plant growth regulator will be big tobacco staple. Yes, and because they're going to try to maximize their return on, a small amount. So from a business perspective, I get it, but from a consumer perspective, fuck you. I do not want that. Like, guys, it happens out here. I mean, I'll show you. Like, I'll go when I cut down my flower, my tomato plants at home. I'll show you guys. I'll get some flower from the dispensary, one that's with PGRs, and I'll show you.
Get the same strain just to be like, here.
Yeah, I mean, you'll be able to tell. It's a huge difference. And you guys will be like, if you guys have recreational dispensaries or, medical and you shop there, you'll more than likely be like, yeah, that's what mine looks like. Mm-hmm. They're all using plant growth regulators.
That's right.
So that's another conversation that needs to be had within the industry and is starting to be had with it amongst consumers in the industry. or at least kind of industry movers and shakers.
What about, do you see that being leveraged in the hemp space? PGRs?
I mean, I'm sure it could be.
Because of course, like the flower that I've always seen looks like
it's airy and everything, fluffy.
It looks correct.
But I mean, I can't sit up here and say that nobody will. Look up cannabis hypermesis syndrome. Yo, Nate, wasn't that what you thought you were experiencing at first? Or is that something else? Because I remember it's caused by PGR. I have a customer now going through cannabis hypermesis syndrome. I feel like Nate and I were talking about this a few months back, but I don't
syndrome is a condition that leads to repeated and severe bouts of vomit. Oh yeah. I've heard about this. Where like if you consume too much cannabis over time and you're like a regular user.
I saw it on a subreddit.
But it's like low percentages of people. I think it's like less than like 10% of people get it.
So really, it's not people having adverse reactions to the THC or the cannabinoids. It's them having adverse reactions to the PGRs. Like, I'll go in there and ask them. Like, next time in the dispensary, I'll ask, like, which flower uses PGRs and which doesn't. I'm going to assume that I don't know. I'm curious to know what they will say. It's mainly caused by nutrients, not flush or PGRs. I mean, yeah, it's just like, stop giving it nutrients like 2-3 weeks before you want to cut it down just to be safe. And then flush the shit out of your pot before cutting it down. I mean, I'm not any professional grower or anything, but I mean, stuff like this, I feel like, especially if like you were at the level of, master grower running a dispensary grow off, like, what are we doing? It's like, it should all come back to like, like the cannabis you're growing at home, like for yourself, are you using PGRs? No. Like, I'm sure you ask these industry professionals, like, do you use PGRs when you grow at home? No. Why the fuck do these dispensaries use it? Money. Increase their return on investment. That's all it is. It's sad. I mean, it sucks. Even the money hungriness is getting into the cannabis industry. I mean, it has been, but this is an industry that is like built on like helping health, wellness, holistic treatment. So like, fuck, like just grow a few extra plants to make the extra return. Like, for the betterment of your end consumer. But yeah, Josh, you are right. Weight and the looks, like it, so they could post their pics of the nice tight packed buds, because for some reason people think that like natural looking airy fluffy cannabis isn't legit. Like, I don't know where these preconceived notions come from so many people. Like, all these people associating like clarity with purity when that's not the fucking case. That's not the way it works. Like, when I go buy a pure Delta 9 distillate from the dispensary, it's a gold amberish color. It's not clear. If they gave me a clear one, I'd be like, what the fuck is this? Like, why?
Ryan said, well, flower turned to organic food is now. You have PGR and non-PGR.
Yeah, it should be like that.
But do you see it?
I mean, do I see it doing that? I could see dispensaries that, want to differentiate. If I had a dispensary, I would do that. Or I would just be like, we don't use fucking any PGRs. Like, you want the shit? Like, go down to the competitors down the street. But like, all our buds, no PGRs. Nothing. We may have a little bit of a less supply, but like, our shit is natural, organic. No PGRs. That's what I would do. I don't know. Thank you for bringing that up, though, Josh. That's something that I haven't really talked about on the show before, but it's stuff you guys need to know, especially as cannabis legalization is starting to happen, guys, because it's not like the PGRs, it's like the playbook is the same. They're going to be like, all these new dispensaries are like, well, what are they doing in Colorado? What are they doing in Oregon? What are they doing in all these states? And they're like, oh, look, they can just increase their weight, and it looks better. Like, we just got to inject these PGRs. Oh, yeah, internet trend. It's fucking stupid. Hashtag weed porn. Fucking, oh my gosh. Whatever. ever, guys. All right. I think that's all I have for you guys, unless you guys have any last minute questions for us. But if not, guys, I do want to let you know, I forgot to tell you guys this actually at the beginning of the show. I prepared it, but I didn't tell you. Use just because I love y'all so much, and today was actually a good episode. If you use the coupon code WW174, you can get 15% off your entire purchase for the next 24 hours. After that, it goes away. All right. Just my little thank you to each and every single one of you guys for tuning in and watching the live stream. Today's actually a really good conversation about the Curaleaf stuff, and then now Josh getting me started on the PGRs. So, hey, I love you all so much. We appreciate you guys for supporting us, and we'll be here. We'll be around. Reach out if you need us. Check the website for some new products and use that coupon code, and we will be live with you guys again on Friday for another episode of Feel Good Friday. This will be
you leave next week.
So I'll be here. So we'll do this Feel Good Friday. I'll be here next week for Wellness Wednesday. I think I leave Saturday. So Feel Good Friday next week will be the last one. And then I'm going to Maine for like 4 or 5 days. So don't worry, I'm not going to disappear. I'll probably be posting a bunch of stuff at the dispensary and everything, because I'm going to be surrounded by cannabis for my entire trip. So I'm super fucking excited. So I'll, promote the dispo and everything. So you guys will still see me. I'll probably go live here or there and just to say hello with you guys. But will any flower turn out like bananas? You can't get non-GMO banana now, but you don't want them either. I mean, I think it would be the opposite, Ryan. I think it would more so go towards the path of no PGRs versus all PGRs. Because the way the market is now, it's all PGRs. So that's how in my eyes, that's what I hope. There's a shift in things that people are like you still use PGRs, bro? Like, what is this, fucking 2021? Like, it's 2025.
It's like people with their nut milk and the whole milk. Like, just one day everyone thought, you drink milk from a cow?
Yes, still? I do. It's delicious.
Yeah, you milk your nuts? Like, what?
Whatever. That's all I got for you guys. Use that coupon code, guys. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you all on Friday. Later, ladies and